Well, hello, survivors. Hi, family and friends. This is Roy from Bootsie Sweet Tarts Guide to Life and Other Disappointing Experiences with a new video on what has been happening with Bootsie. Lots of hard work, lots of fun, and we are back outside because it is spring. Stay with me, please, and see the fun things we've been doing. So it's spring on Long Island. It's kind of the windy season, and I'm trying to get some recording in before the noise starts. We always get our landscapers with the leaf blowers, and you'll hear the occasional airplane from JFK. I'm sitting right now in one of my favorite spots in the backyard. And I chose this spot because Elizabeth Brewer, Lizzie, as we call her, my adopted online sister, well, she adopted me, broadcast one of her favorite spots to have coffee in the morning. And this is one of mine. And you'll see more of it throughout my series. Usually April is our month to get the yard prepared. We get the garden going, we get the chores done. There's a lot of maintenance on this property. It's an old piece of property. It's small, but I call it like my small property, but I have a lot of estate ideas. So it's taken a little time away from crafting. At some point I'll just be quiet. Some people will be thankful for that. Some of them who live in this house. And let you hear some of the sounds that we hear. We are 7 or 8 miles from the main terminals at JFK, which means we're probably 6 miles from the end of some of the runways. Sounds like a lot of distance, but when the wind is blowing from the east, we get planes taking off fairly regularly over our heads. I'm used to it. I grew up in it. In the area, in fact, where I grew up was even much worse. So anyway, we're back. Oh, I promised myself to watch out for the anyways. I think I'm going to have one of those curse buckets where I put a quarter in every time I say, well, anyway. Here comes a plane as we speak. Let me see what this is. It's a Delta 737, but not a Max. So nothing's going to fall on my head. We have had an enormous amount of rain. Usually, April is our month to do all the chores, as I said. But I think it rained 25 out of the 30 days of September, April. Out of the 30 days of April, I think it rained like 15 of those, 25 of those 30 days. It has been a wet season. And my heart goes out to all of those who have been suffering with the terrible weather in the Plain States and Central South. Having lived through the winds of Sandy, I know how terrible and frightening that is. Well, anyway, let me get on with this. Let's just read my notes. So we planted a lot of the garden. I'll show you that in a bit. I'm going to do a narration because the weather and wind and everything has been so bad. The audio was not good when I was broadcasting, so I'll do a voiceover, which is kind of new for me. And I'll show you some of the things we have been doing and the fun we've been having. And hopefully at the end, some of the fun things we're going to be doing up in the craft room now that the yard is getting almost done. This area, you can't see it, thank goodness, is a mess. The deck has to be stained yet. The power washer has to come out first. For some reason, my little trellis got crooked. We've had a lot of wind. We had the snowstorm early in November that collapsed our little patio gazebo-y kind of Target.com thing. And if you stay with me, I'll show you what some of the things we've been doing. Thanks. The first thing we did was to weed out the garden area, and then we took the tiller that we bought last year and tilled the entire garden. Now it's about 40 feet by 4 feet wide, not a big garden. And we found that having tilled the soil last year, because it's a little clay based, helped the roots of the plants grow. And we had one of the best seasons last year. I attribute it mostly to having used this tiller. And it really prepared the soil really well. I hope it gets the grubs. Then we've planted the plants because we're very late this year. Again, as I repeat, it's been cold and it's been rainy. And we have tomatoes. I put some roses by the tomato plants. Here's some eggplants, peppers. There's some Swiss chard that wintered over. Here's some more tomatoes. We'll have beans, more eggplant. These are cherry tomatoes, and again a rose bush. We'll have 2 squash plants. We're having trouble with the vine borers, but at least some of the garden is in. Next we attacked the patio area. We have an old table that we bought kind of when the house was first purchased. It seats 8 people. It doesn't look it from the video, but it does fit 8 people, and I keep it up pretty good every year. I recoat it with paint. Here I'm painting the legs, and they really haven't shown much wear as far as dry rot and moisture. Oh my goodness, not my best view. Sorry, folks. Now there's some slats here, and I was cleaning the slats. There's all kinds of seeds and things that fall in between when the canopy is not up. And the table took a hit this winter for some reason. So as I do every spring, I clean out the spaces in between the slats, and then I sand the top down so that we don't get splinters. We keep it covered most of the time, and it's under the gazebo cover, so that protects it a lot. This is not redwood. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. We bought this at a local patio store, I guess, and the same place we got the bench that I was sitting in at the beginning of the video. And it just takes a little light sanding, and thankfully, because of the wind, a lot of the sand was blowing away from me, but I did take an allergy pill. The birds love the bird feeder in the back. We've had to power wash the entire white vinyl fence, all of that taking valuable time away from YouTubing and valuable time away from my crafting. But we're back at it. I'll be putting up a crafting video next week. Then we stain the top or paint it. This is a stain that we made with green paint, turpentine-based paint, thinned it out a little bit, and made a stain out of it. And it works really well. Here's the top of the gazebo a couple of years ago, and you can see the patio has all those cracks. Snow came and collapsed that whole top down. That was early November. We didn't expect it, so we didn't get the cover off. So we've replaced 3/4 of the top so far, and we have more to go. Then I patched all those cracks with a filler, and tried to keep sweeping it. One of the problems with having to do this so late is there's a massive oak tree whose shadow you can see right over the patio. And this time of the year it drops its, I guess they're flowers, oak tree flowers, and they come down like it's snowing. And it comes down several days. And they continue one or two every now and then for a week or two. So you got to completely clear the patio. Here I'm just getting rid of some of the stains because the birds love to fly over. You can see the branches that they sit in. I look up every now and then and said, thank goodness elephants can't fly. Oh my God. And also just to make sure that there's no grease or anything on the patio. It's a fairly large patio. The gazebo is 10 foot by 10 feet. So you can see there's a lot of space on either side of the gazebo. Then I rinse it down. Now we had power washed it before. What you didn't see or can't see is that the white vinyl fence was really all soiled, and we have a power washer and we use that to clean it originally. And then we stain. This I try to do every 3 years. Sometimes it's every 2 years. This one lasted 3, and we still have a deck to go, and we still have that little area that I was sitting in this morning earlier in the video to go. And finally, this is what it looks like. It's really a special place in our backyard. Now I have to get rid of all of the debris, and you can see what I have to do yet. This is the staircase up to a deck. It's another special place in the backyard, a place we love to have supper on a nice summer night. So you see we've been very, very busy getting the yard ready. Well, I hope you enjoyed this different kind of video, and I will continue to update you on what's going on in our yard and our garden and how the gazebo is turning out. This year we've been really blessed. If you look closely, you can see Mama Robin feeding her baby. They built a nest just above our car, and she has not been disturbed. Daddy's not very happy, but she's fine. And through the next months, we'll be working on some of the crafts that I love to do, adding to my crochet, crafting. And I thought it'd be fun to take you out on our boat. Again, we're not far from the Atlantic Ocean, and we have lots of fish, and it's just fun to go out and give you a taste of what that's like. And we'll do some silliness, because I'm feeling comfortable now to do silliness. We'll do some crafts for Christmas and holidays, maybe take you traveling with us. I have lots of photos and videos from places we've been these last 10, 15 years. This is Santorini, Greece. Beautiful place. One of the passions of ours is cooking and baking, and we'll take an occasional cooking and baking class, take you along with that. This is my passion, of course, making handbags, so we'll do some of that. We'll make some embellishments coming up, crochet and otherwise. This is the next video will be on this. I found this beautiful tassel doll that we're going to reproduce as a boho doll, and we'll do some snippets and little things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for sticking with me for 1 year. It's been a lot of fun, and I've met a lot of wonderful friends, too many to mention, but I'll call out individuals as we go along. You've been so supportive, so affirming, and creating a YouTube channel for crafters and bakers and gardeners has been an absolute life-changing experience for this old man. So thank you very much, and bye for now.